God bless everybody today. It is May 29th, 2024, and the leader of the Muslim world has spoken. He's getting ready to come into this invasionary process of Iraq and Syria, and he's getting ready to go out into Gaza. He's going to go into Syria. He's going to go down through Tyre, Lebanon. He's going to end up in Gaza. He's going to help these Palestinian people, as he's been talking about. Now he's mobilizing the whole Muslim community around the world, not just in a specific area. If you haven't been paying attention to this guy, you should. He's getting ready to change everyone's world. So when this man comes out and talks, you need to be listening to him, just as we should have listened to Putin before he invaded. Erdogan has a very clear message for the Islamic world to take action following the latest strike on Gaza, where they had that. I told you this was going to be a problem. I've been posting articles about this too, that when they hit that one area that killed those 45 people, and Netanyahu said it was a mistake and all that, this was going to be a massive cry out in the humanitarian world, and it was going to send ripples through everything, and it has. Okay, now Erdogan's done. He's tired of listening to the story, and he's getting ready to call action. Okay, I have some words to say for the Islamic world. What you are waiting for to take a common decision. Erdogan told lawmakers from his AKP party, adding that Israel is not just a threat to Gaza, but to all humanity. Look, you guys can say what you want to about Netanyahu. He understands the threat. He knows they're going to be eliminated as a state, as he's being surrounded by every Muslim radical nation on the planet. And we're in World War III, folks, and if you have not figured this out, you better get ready for this. You know, I just had this conversation about all these terrible teachers that we have out here. And you can find these guys easily. Go look up Rapture. Go look up Wikipedia. Look up these pre-tribulation teachers. You can find them in a list. And look at the names on here, folks. They're all big churches. Big churches. Lying to y'all. All of them. Look at these guys out here. If you're following these people, I'm sorry, you're following a false teacher. You can call me what you want. I'm going to call these guys out, because there is no pre-tribulation rapture. I can destroy them all in a short period of time. They just won't listen to you. If you're following any of these churches, any of them, you're following false teachers. All of them. Because John Nelson Darby brought in a terrible teaching in the mid-1827. I'm sorry, mid-1800s, 1827. He brought, this is such a new concept that was perverted into the church, and now 95% of y'all believe in this crap. And I'm just going to call it out for what it is. It's crap. It's garbage. It's not going to happen to you. You're held to the last trump. He clearly states that. The seventh trumpet, the last trumpet, you're here, and then the wrath of God happens. You're not appointed for the wrath of God. How hard is it to understand this? Erdogan's getting ready to change your world, and you're in the seals, and you're not removed yet. Why? That's my question. Why are you still here? As the world is collapsing on you, and they told you when John was taken up in Revelation 4:1, and all these kings were there, that must be the churches, which is just ridiculous, that you weren't going to have to go through any of it. None of it. You got to ask your teachers right now why you're going through seals when you're not supposed to be here for any of it. Anyway, if you're following these teachers, it's bad. They're evil in the sense they're teaching you false prophecy, false teachings in the Bible. They're perverting it to sell their books, to make their huge mega churches so that they can get rich. And I'll guarantee you, all you got to do is look at half these guys and you know they're fake. You should know they're fake. Okay? Figure it out. Look, I've been warning for months that this was coming. Okay? Actually, for years. I've given you a time zone. I was a little off on the Feast of Trumpets, and it's expanded out a year, but the paradigm fit right in there, just as it would, as it should, because it's written into the Bible. It's something I've showed you. I pulled directly from the Bible and how it reflects future. Okay? I'm not making any of it up, other than it reflects 3 kings of the past to 3 kings of the future. So when you come out to endofdayssurvival.com and you come down to these PDFs, which I've updated recently, click on this one. It gives you the timeline, okay? It gives you this beautiful chart that he built into the Bible so that you have a survival manual to the end, and he tells you what the dates are that are going to happen. It's just that simple. You're on May 29th of 2024. You have 1,577 days to rapture, because it's pre-wrath rapture, as stated in I don't know how many different times in the Bible. I've done so many studies on how it's a pre-wrath thing. You're not here appointed for the bowls, okay? The rapture will probably occur on the first day of the fall feast, in my opinion, because he has to fulfill the high appointed dates in Leviticus 23. Okay? It's extremely important. It's the only high feasts and festivals he gives you. It's his appointed days, and he tells you why. This chart is a real-time chart. I can't stress this enough that you guys, no one's seeing this information. I'm not here to try to get famous. I'm here to try to show you what's coming before it gets here, and you have time to do something about it. Look, you're in this area right here. Let's blow that up, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This is so important that you understand what is getting ready to hit you like a wall. It's going to be like a wall, okay? You're going to run into a wall, and it's going to hurt. It's just that simple. Okay, so when you blow this up, and you get into this area here, we just went through Passover, April 22nd through 30th, and 2024, and we're walking into the start of Daniel 8 in general, because Turkey's ready to start his invasion. Now, I had indicated May of 24. You're working into this Hezbollah invasion of May, June, July 2 of 2 Kings 24. Okay. Turkey's going to go to Gaza, and he's going to go to Tyre. It's just that simple, guys. And he's going to do it before the end of this year. Actually, he's going to get down to Gaza by October, based on my charting here. I believe the charts are right at this point. I don't see that they're not playing out. Erdogan is getting ready to change your world. You have some major things coming up in June that might play into this, as he's getting ready to do an invasion at the end of this month or first part of June. And in June, we have a lot going on. There's a lot in the skies that we should be paying attention to. We have a 6-planet alignment again in June. So if you go down through this article, you can see it starts around June 4th. We're at the end of May here. Erdogan's getting ready to go in. There's another thing that we should be paying attention to, because this is something I'm getting ready to do a study on, because this will matter to us in the future. And I want to bring this up because this is going to matter, because if you go to Daniel 11, it talks about the first year of Darius the Mede. And this is extremely important to where we are now. And I want to show you something real quick here. Okay, so look at what I'm talking about. First year of Darius the Mede. You're getting ready to have an election of the Kurdish people right now. The president's only elected for 4 years. He only has one term. That's getting ready to happen on June 10th. He was going to move it up, but they couldn't, so he's going to have it on June 10th. There was a lot of strife around that date. It's been locked in. He strengthens this guy that's getting ready to come in. There's two people here that we should be paying attention to, and I'm not going to go into it now. I'm going to go into it into a study. He talks about how the just had this conversation about how we had that Persian king die, the fourth one, that was far richer and it brought a lot of strife onto this area of the planet. And then we're going to see Greece come in. And then Greece is going to be broken and divided into the four winds of heaven. Think about the four winds of heaven. You can go to Daniel 8:8. You can go to Revelation 7 where they're held. And then go to Revelation 9 where they're released on the sixth trumpet. Okay? There's a lot of connections here. And what's really interesting, if you go back to Daniel 8:8, it talks about, so we're in Daniel 8 here, just so you see it. I'm sorry, I'm going a little fast here. Talks about how the goat waxed great. He became strong. The great horn was broken. That's Turkey on the sixth seal. And then four notable horns come up towards the four winds of heaven. Okay? You need to understand what's going to happen. And then right after that comes forth the little horn or Antichrist. Look, you're in the seals right now. You're getting ready to watch Daniel 8 happen. He's bringing you back to here, okay? So you can understand that Daniel 8, for some reason, everybody seems to think Daniel 8 is a history lesson, which it is. But it's a future lesson too that's getting ready to play out in front of you. And once the community, as I've been talking about since the first video I've ever done on this channel, Daniel 8 was the major factor that was going to affect you. 7 years ago. I knew it before then, but I've been telling you for 7 years that Daniel 8, this prophecy was going to matter to you, and that everybody else was telling me it was a history lesson. I said, yes, it is. It's going to play out in the future. My narrative's never changed. It's never changed. The charts have adjusted because now we're here and it's more clear and we can see that optic out here. This is extremely important. And so who would be the potential next Darius the Mede? Or some call him Darius the Mede. You're in Daniel 11, okay? You're having an election in June. You're getting ready to have Turkey invade. Rafa's gone badly, and the whole global community is now coming against Israel, just as we are. We can sit here and say how we're staying with Israel, blah, whatever. It's not going to stay that way because Joe Biden's going to cave under international pressure. And I think what they're going to say is, you know what, if we just, I love these, Joe loves the Muslim communities, okay? He's not a Christian man. You got to understand that to begin with. I think he would allow that to collapse over there. It just implode on itself. Israel would no longer exist and the problem would go away. That'd be easy for Joey, and then he could win an election. Because the war would be over, man. You get it? That's how bad it is out here, and God tells us he picks terrible leaders for nations like us. And if you look at all nations around the world, they're all bad. There's just no good leaders out here right now. The melting pot of pool got really thin, and we just don't have good leadership on any level out here. Anyway, guys, this is extremely important. You need to understand what's going on out here, and I'm probably rambling, but this really matters to where we're heading here in the next month, 6 months, year. Your cutoff day on the sixth seal is March. So in my opinion, as I've said, this will play out like Alexander the Great, and it's a history lesson getting ready to play out again, okay? And I put these dates down so you can track the time that Erdogan's going to push through the Middle East into a March event, which is a sixth seal event, into a trumpet event into April of next year. April 10th is probably a signing of a treaty. And that then takes you into your 1260 days, okay? You're here, folks. If you can't recognize this at this point, I can't draw you stick figures any more than I have to give you a clear optic. And if you don't get it at this point, my guess is the seal of God is not in your room on your forehead, and maybe you should rethink your strategy and figure out why you're not right with him and how you can get that seal of God on your head prior to this destruction and mode of total chaos on the ground down here, to where you can't or won't be able to save your soul because you'll be in too much duress to even care. Find the open door, folks. Find Jesus. He's the only way through this madness. He's the only open door. And you're going to have a massive amount of faith. Look, I know it's not going to be easy, because even Peter denied Jesus 3 times, as he said he would. Oh, I won't deny you. I won't deny you. Yes, you will. Because when it comes down to flesh and your life, or your children, or your family, or your people that are starving, you'll feed them somehow. You'll find a way, even if you have to do terrible things maybe to accomplish that. Because you're struggling, because you didn't do anything, because those pre-tribulation teachers told you you weren't going to be here, and so you shouldn't have to think about it. It's only for the Jews or whatever. I'm so tired of these terrible teachers. And you must call them out when they're bad. Look, I can destroy a number of teachers with a couple verses. They just won't listen, and they don't care because they wrote books and they won't go back on their word. I tell you constantly when I'm wrong, and I change it so it's right. Because I don't have the whole complete picture, and I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But this is a roadmap to the end, and you've seen things play out in my charts. Okay, I've shown you them before they happen. I'm not saying I'm anything special. I'm just saying I found a key to understanding in the Bible that nobody else seems to get. And I've laid it out for you in years of work to try to make you understand, so that when we got here, you would have a roadmap to the end. I call it Biff's playbook from Back to the Future. You got the playbook in the back pocket. You should be able to navigate through the next 1,577 days. But you also can't be a bystander. Okay, this is a real war, a spiritual war, to come out here and deal with forces of evil. And yes, it's scary. You think it was going to be easy? Do you think it was easy on the prophets? Do you think the prophets walked around, ran from city to city under duress most of the time, and were being hunted down and killed? Being hunted down and killed. All of them turned out badly. What? I had this brought up to me the other day. It infuriates me. What gives you the right as a generation not to struggle when all other generations have in the past? What gives you that special right? What gives you that special blanket, that little warm blanket, that little fuzzy blanket that keeps you warm with your little Play-Doh and your stuffed animals, which doesn't exist in this world, except on the other side? And you know what that is. That's a 4-letter word called woke. Yeah, I'm going to spell it out because it needs to be brought out to the attention. Will I get banned from YouTube? Probably. So you better print my charts and things out now before they're gone. Or find me. They'll probably find me anyway. I'm probably on a list. So whatever. Look, I have to do this. This is a war. You have to discern whether you're going to be in this war, and you're going to bring flesh, remove the flesh, bring the souls to this side of the equation, and keep them from the other side. Look, it's through truth and illumination that we're going to accomplish this. It's just that simple. The other side's just evil. You can't, look, no creator creates a group of people to eliminate them off the face of the planet. And if you follow that philosophy, then you're just evil. I'm sorry. In your soul, you're corrupt. God bless and have a great day.